that point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you're still inspired.
He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
When we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Shift Conference. Before I say anything, please can we put our hands together for Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
I was on a salary of 30,000 naira a month, and I asked myself, Gabriel, what else can you do to earn 30,000 naira a month? If I can sell one truck of diesel, I'll make 30,000 naira a month. When you have a strategy, you implement it.
You must be intentional about building strategic relationships. The power that you have is not absolute in the space, because you must control the space to work, to support you, to deliver value. Hard work is good. I didn't say don't work hard, but working smart is better. Working smart is about maximizing productivity using every resource that is available to you.
Your mindset is like a compass. If it's off just a little bit, it's going to take you a lot of time to reach your goal. See, money is a tool. And so what I realized is if a person can change their priorities around their money, they could change their outcome. If they can change their mindset around their money, they could change their money outcome. Our financial outcomes is a derivative of our money behaviors.
You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you see cannot, that's riding on the principle. If I could push the inside, the outside is designed to do everything possible to catch up with it.
It gives us great pleasure to unveil to you, reveal to the world for the first time, his latest book titled Shift. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Shift Conference. Before I say anything, please can we put our hands together for Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
I was on a salary of 30,000 naira a month, and I asked myself, Gabriel, what else can you do to earn 30,000 naira a month? If I can sell one truck of diesel, I'll make 30,000 naira a month. When you have a strategy, you implement it.
You must be intentional about building strategic relationships. The power that you have is not absolute in the space, because you must control the space to work, to support you, to deliver value. Hard work is good. I didn't say don't work hard, but working smart is better. Working smart is about maximizing productivity using every resource that is available to you.
Your mindset is like a compass. If it's off just a little bit, it's going to take you a lot of time to reach your goal. See, money is a tool. And so what I realized is if a person can change their priorities around their money, they could change their outcome. If they can change their mindset around their money, they could change their money outcome. Our financial outcomes is a derivative of our money behaviors.
You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you see cannot, that's riding on the principle. If I could push the inside, the outside is designed to do everything possible to catch up with it.
It gives us great pleasure to unveil to you, reveal to the world for the first time, his latest book titled Shift.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Wow. Hope you had a beautiful Christmas. Yes, and hope the year is off to an amazing start for you. Wow. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, this is a global leadership community, and we meet together to share wisdom, right? And to encourage ourselves, because the world is changing at a very fast rate and you need leadership sophistication to lead effectively these days. So we share insights, we rub minds, and it's a global community. So good, yes. Let's know the city and country that you are joining us in or from. Yes. Okay, good to see you again, Tumi from Botswana. And I can see my friend Anne Bruce from California. Fantastic. Good to see you again. Rotimi is in Atlanta. Good to see you again. Obina is in Kaduna. Sam 7 is in Kumasi, Ghana. He's a regular. Happy New Year and good to see you again. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Pastor Tim Baker is in Chicago. Thank you so much for joining again. Thank you, Kenny is in Ekiti. Yes, Reverend Simpson is in Wales. Good to see you again. Obina is in Kaduna, Nigeria. Obed is in Accra, Ghana. Yes, Matters of the Heart with Wisdom in Port Harcourt. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Eniola is in Lagos, Nigeria. Chima is in Nigeria. Noah is in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. Yes, my prof, Dr. Taiwo Joe, good to see you. Wale Isaac is in Lagos, Nigeria. Emmanuel in Kogi State. Chakobe is in Abuja. Sam is in Enugu. Good to see you again. Thank you. Vivian in Port Harcourt. Kola in Glasgow, Scotland. Good to see you. AO is in Denmark. Raphael is in Ibadan, Nigeria. Damilola in Lagos. Joshua in Port Harcourt. Ebenezer in Ghana. Right. Itoro in Port Harcourt. Dolapo in Toronto. Olutiti in Toronto, Canada. Catherine in Lagos. Miracle in Kaduna, Nigeria. Joseph in Abuja. Sam in Lagos. Oluwatobi in Lagos. Adesoji in Lagos. Bankole in Lagos. Janet in Canada. Is in Paris, we call it. Ezekiel in Lagos. Rufina in Tamale, Ghana. Amazing. Janet is in Nigeria. Good to see you again, Janet. Jane is in Nairobi, Kenya. Good to see you again. Joshua is in Ghana. Emanuela in Lagos. Peter in Ibadan. Stephen in Ibadan. Dalton in Adamawa State, Nigeria. Adejoke in Lagos. John in Lagos. Okwemi is in the UK. Nick is in Lagos. Deborah in Nigeria. Amazing. Raphael in Nigeria. Now, if you're joining us from Nigeria, I really appreciate that, because I know the time, right? It's late in the evening in Nigeria. So good to see you. Lewis in Abuja, Kolawole in Lagos, Chris in Lagos. Faisal, good to see you again, I believe, in Tanzania. Ben in Akwa Ibom. Uchena in Nigeria. Yes, Samuel, my photographer, right? It's in Lagos, Nigeria. Lifa is in Malawi. Blantyre, Malawi. Good to see you. Richard is in the UAE. Pius is in Uganda. John in Port Harcourt. Olusheye in Lagos. Ori Bamishe in Osun State. Good to see you. Okay, Janet, you're in Nasarawa. Awesome. Vicky is in Lagos. Austin is in Ilori. Eunice is joining us from Aylesbury in the UK. My sister Grace Dunamis, yes, it's in the US. Good to see you again. My sis, Michael in Lagos. Temitope in Ogun State, Nigeria. Festus is in Asunyani, Ghana. Oh, wow, okay. Since I was an usher in the church between 2005 and 2010 before coming to Ghana. Thank you. Kairos is in Lagos, Nigeria. Temitope in Lagos. Afe in Ibadan. Charity is in Eldoret, Kenya. Chinelo, it's good to see you again from Bauchi State, Nigeria. Florence is in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria. Omori is in Benin City. Collins is in Benin City. Thank you. Mohammed in Ogun State. Ifeoluwa from Nigeria. Samuel from Toronto. Amazing. Joseph in Benin City. That's amazing. So many people. Anyone joining us for the first time today? Right? I believe a number of us are joining us for the first time. Again, this is a leadership community, and we get to meet as often as we can. It's so difficult being a leader right now, but then leadership literally creates the environment that we all live in. And I say often, however fantastic your seed may be, the quality of the soil will determine its yield. So the environment, to a large extent, influences our productivity. And that's what leadership is about, right? Also, we like people to know, when you say leader or leadership, most people's minds go to those that hold the highest positions in a country or organization, and we say the understanding has moved forward. Right now, leadership is ability not only to determine outcomes, but to influence one or more people to achieve goals, to achieve those outcomes. The ability to influence people. The key word is influence. And once you shift your focus to influence, then you see that it happens at all levels. It happens in the family. Parents influence their children. Even the children influence one another, right? And then you have organizations and what goes on there. You have the schools and what goes on there. It's influence, and it happens at all levels. Sadly, once people believe that it's only the people at the top that are leaders, we abandon our influence responsibilities. Let me put it that way. We abandon the development of the influence and the use of the influence positively. So we live like victims, complaining, lamenting, feeling powerless, not because God made us powerless, but because we learned how to be powerless, right? So here we're discussing how to build our influence abilities and how to use those abilities for good. Good. So since leadership is influence, let's start. Thank you. If I haven't recognized you, we just have so many people today. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us. Let's test the influence here. I want you to invite someone into this room right now, because we're about to discuss leading in 2026. Some of the things that we should focus on as leaders, and this is powerful, right? Listen, when you invite someone into the room to learn something that will improve their leadership, you are literally changing the world. We don't know where someone is going to be in 6 months' time, in 1 year's time, in 5 years' time. And it is true but sad that a lot of people that find themselves in leadership positions in our world right now are not prepared to lead. Leadership is a skill. It's a science and an art. It can be learned, right? Learned practically from those doing it, learned even in school. So I went to study, apart from doing it for several decades now, I also went to school and studied it up to the doctoral level, right? So leadership needs to be learned. A lot of people who find themselves in leadership positions, especially in developing economies, have not read many books on leadership, and then we just feel our way around. We need to leave that. John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. I say that where the head goes, that's where the rest of the body goes, right? In the business world, they say the fish rots from the head. So once something is wrong with leadership, something's going to be wrong, generally, okay? Invite someone, repost, retweet, share the link. Share the link to this broadcast right now with someone that you know, or with everybody following you on social media, right? And let's start from there. Good. Thank you once again for joining us. Yes, Abiodun in Lagos, Shegun in Ibadan. Yes, Charity in Eldoret, Kenya. Yes. Emmanuel Abiodun in, welcome. Florence in Akwa. Yes, Daniel in the UK. Oh, thank you. Kamia Pius in Kampala. Fantastic. Uganda. Thank you for joining us. Paul in Lagos, Ayabola in Ijebu, Nigeria, Charles in Kabwe, Zambia. This is a global event, no doubt. Gladys is in Lagos, and Myla in Katsina. In Nigeria, Kewe is in Dubai. Amazing. Abika State is in Sierra Leone. Yetunde in Lagos, Obinna in Abuja. Amazing. Thank you, Easy. Thank you. Oh, Isaac is asking, how can I get your shift in Abuja? Just Google Roving Heights Bookshop. I think they have 3 bookshops in Abuja. Okay, Roving Heights Bookshop. You'll see, you'll get shifts there, and my other books. Okay. Just in case you don't have an idea what Shifts is about, it's my latest book, Shifts: 6 Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership. I wrote this book to answer a question. This is the beginning of the year, right? And many people are making New Year resolutions, right? New Year resolutions. Yet we know that within the first few weeks, most of those resolutions would have fizzled out, ineffective. Why? Your habits are so powerful, they will overwhelm all your goals. Habit is programming, and that internal programming is more powerful than your rational thoughts. Eventually, it is what you are programmed to do, the habits that you will do, that will determine your outcome this year. Now, when you put a group of people together, group habit is called culture. Culture. So it doesn't matter how fantastic the ideas of a leader may be, the culture, group habit, will trump all the new plans and strategies. So I wrote this book because you cannot change culture or habit without changing mindset. That's why I said, provided 6 steps to transform your mindset and elevate your leadership. So the shifts, actually, that's an acronym for the 6 steps. See, hear, insight, formulate, transform, and succeed. It's life-changing. So it's available, yes, Robin Heights Bookshop in Nigeria, Family First Bookshop at Daystar Christian Center, Oregon, Lagos. And then online, everywhere books are sold, from Amazon to Barnes & Noble, Porchlight, bookshop.org, everywhere, right? Or you actually ask your local bookstore. All right, so let's get into our discussion for today. As usual, I'll just share some thoughts, and then I'll provide the opportunity for you to ask questions in the chat room. Don't post the questions yet. When I'm ready, I'll let you know, and then you can post the questions in the chat room. All right. Let me ask once again, have you invited someone to join us in here? They will thank you later. Oh, thank you, David. You're in Bauchi, Nigeria. Amazing. Adedaya in Lagos, Solomon in Port Harcourt. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Formula in Ogun State, Olayinkan, Lagos, Olayemi, Lagos. Thank you, Sam Wed. It's your first time. Good. David from Anambra, right? It's good to see you. Uru says, I'm watching from Al Khobar, Saudi Arabia. Special welcome to you. Thank you. Boniface is in Nairobi, Kenya. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Samuel in Lagos, Felix in Abel in Delta State. Wow, thank you. Oh, Jane, you're joining us for the first time. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, and Ben too, first time. And Samuel, first time. Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, White King, first time this year. Good to have you back, all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Olayinka in Lagos, fantastic. Chinweku, first time, special welcome. Janet, first time. Oh, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay. All right. So, leading in 2026. The first thing I'll encourage you to pay attention to this year is decision making, right? The speed of decision making as a leader. In fact, this week I'm running something on LinkedIn, right? Find me on LinkedIn if you're not there yet, Dr. Sam Adeyemi. I'm running what I call a commitment week, and I'm talking actually about decision making, and it's really, really powerful. Maybe some of us have seen the video. I released a 5-minute video today, 5-minute video to guide leaders and their teams in decision making this year. So because things are changing fast, the year started with change. Am I right? Things have begun to happen. Disruptions this year. President of Venezuela and his wife picked up, flown to the United States. What's the implication of that? Geopolitical issues. Things are changing fast, right? So slow decisions are going to be costly this season. Whatever it is you know you should do it fast. Do it as fast as you can. This is not a time to be procrastinating, right? So the cost of slow decisions is rising faster now than the cost of imperfect decisions. Some of us are perfectionists. We're not making the decisions because we still want to get a lot of information. We still want to, learn as much as we can. When things are changing rapidly, it's impossible for you to, it's just impossible for you to get all the information before you make your decisions, or else you will forever. So right now, an imperfect decision might even be better than a slow one or a decision you've not made. Okay, so the cost of slow decisions is rising faster. Have you noticed, for example, the rate at which countries are changing their immigration rules? So if you have something to do that has to do with immigration, then do it as fast as you can, right? When it now comes to leading a team, you don't need information overload. It actually can paralyze a team, right? So sometimes with 40% information, you can move on, make your decision and move on, right? Sometimes with 70%, if you get 70%, then that is fantastic, right? So, and I'm not talking about decision making only at the top. I'm talking about decision making at all levels. So in your organization or your team, examine again critically who has authority to make what decisions at different levels in your organization, right? Let people be clear, okay? Let people be clear about what they have the power to decide on and what they don't have the power to decide on. Now, the lower in this hierarchy decisions can be made, the better for the organization. Okay? Now, don't be frivolous with it, of course. But I'm just saying it will really, really help you if people have authority to make decisions down there. If all their decisions have to come up, something is going wrong already. Yes, Janet, this session will be on YouTube. Good, after we're done today. So it's good. Don't make haphazard decisions, make decisions out of nowhere. You need data, okay? You need data to make decisions, but don't wait for the perfect data. Don't wait for the perfect data, right? You need to improve on the speed of decision making this year. You need to improve on the speed of decision making this year. Secondly, leverage AI as an operating reality. Leverage AI as an operating reality, not a side project. Leverage AI, embed AI into your operations. Don't treat it as a side project. AI is artificial intelligence. It is changing the world. Literally changing the world on a massive scale. Yet, it is still at the nascent stage. We're just starting out with it. Okay? We're just starting out with the use of AI. The little bit of work I've done with AI, I mean, my team right now, we're leveraging AI in different ways, for some of our projects, and it's fantastic. AI would say, let's say, the same ideas you already know, right? At least intuitively. But the way AI would even, should I say, express the ideas, the clarity, the accuracy can be fantastic. Well, the people at the forefront, the technologists at the forefront of these are still working on it. They're still improving on it. There's still a long way to go, but, right? But presently, what you can do with it is already fantastic. One of our team members was showing me an advert that he created for one of the foremost watch brands in the world. Beautiful video advert. And he said from start to finish, it was created with AI. It's super amazing, okay? So what I'm saying is, it's just like when the computer was introduced, right? Just like when the computer was introduced, it was not a linear improvement on what we had before. It was a complete shift. That's exactly how AI is, okay? So AI right now is moving from experimentation to what you call embedded infrastructure. Embedded infrastructure. You literally depend on it because of the speed that it gives you. So let's say a video advert that it will have taken you maybe 3 days or 4 or 5 to create. In 5 minutes, AI will create it. That's how powerful it is, right? Ideas that it will take you hours to generate in just 10 seconds. AI will deliver them to you. So it's increasing the speed. So the gap is going to widen between the teams that integrate AI into their work and those that don't. The competitive gap is going to widen. So redesign the work of your team. Redesign the work of your team so that it's a collaboration between AI and human beings, okay? We call it AI plus human collaboration. Improve that, right? Improve it. Yes. Joseph says, Dr. Sam, it's a powerful video from clarity to commitment. Yes. I want to encourage you. I'm running, so just before Christmas, I ran what I call the Clarity Week. Powerful videos. A 5-minute clarity video. It's phenomenal. People are engaging with it till now. The CEO of a large manufacturing organization said that their management team they were sitting down, right, every day, downloading and watching the videos, and then the management team would discuss how to apply the lessons on clarity. So this week, it's commitment week, right? When we moved from clarity, we're now at the level of commitment. I'm dropping videos every day this week, right? Up until next Monday, I think. So please go check those videos out on LinkedIn. They are life changing, okay? And I should let you know, it was AI plus human collaboration that produced the high quality of work that you're going to see there. So, of course, the ethical dimension is important, right? The ethical dimension is important. So there's a need to clarify accountability, right? Clarify accountability issues when AI is used. Okay. It's like when I was writing shifts, right? When I was writing shifts, it was part of my agreement with the publisher that I must disclose wherever I leveraged AI, right? Wherever I included work that was derived through AI. Thank you, Adejoke. She says, we have not even scratched the AI yet. It's phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. Moses says, I am currently working on a project leveraging AI for optimizing the medical sector. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you. Maybe I'll end that point on this, right? Invest in AI literacy. Invest in AI literacy, not only for yourself, but for everybody. People at all levels in the organization, okay? Not only people in your tech team, in the IT department. There is a need to invest in AI literacy for everybody, right? What decisions will AI meaningfully influence in your organization or team this year? The other thing I'd like to bring to our attention as you lead this year, pay attention to geopolitical instability in the world. Okay, pay attention to geopolitical instability. I mean, what is going on in different parts of the world, because it's a highly connected world right now. So when something shifts in one part of the world, it's likely to affect another part of the world. So you can't just pay attention only to what's going on within your own team or organization or your own environment. Something that is happening in a remote part of the world may be affecting what you're doing. And when it comes to competition, it's not only the people that are close to you right now that are your competition now. Sometimes you're in competition with someone in another country altogether. So the areas that are changing, that are shifting in our world right now, trade, right? Trade is being shaped by the changes going on in different parts of the world. Technology, yes, the changes in technology and data. You see, different countries are trying to manage or guard those areas now, and they're making decisions, right? They're making decisions, and those decisions are affecting other parts of the world. And it's happening a lot more frequently, isn't it? Yes. So now, while people were pushing globalization years ago, now it's protectionism. Now, everybody's trying to protect their own economies. So, if diversification, it's important, right? Diversification. You need to stress test your business or organization, right? Stress test against those regional disruptions. Diversification. So if you can spread your risks now, it helps, right? In other words, if it's possible for your operations to spread beyond one region of the world, I think that's going to give you a little more flexibility in what you do, right? And please maintain geopolitical awareness. Just pay attention to what's happening in other parts of the world, especially when they're just evolving before they hit the organization or business hard. Okay. Another point I'm going to mention that I think it's really, really important is you need to build your trustworthiness. Build your trustworthiness, because trust is becoming a scarce asset in our world right now. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Generally, public trust in institutions is waning. Public trust in the media is waning, obviously. And public trust in leaders is waning, right? With the advent of AI, cybersecurity is also going to another dimension entirely. The speed at which misinformation travels right now is crazy, right? And it's the first thing people read or hear that they believe. And then the truth will be struggling to catch up with the lie. But then sometimes the truth shows up and people find out they believe the lie, right? So, so with time, what do? You take whatever you read online with skepticism. Even before the advent of AI, right? It took me time, right, before I realized what you see in the news, the screaming headlines sometimes may be very far from exactly what's going on in government, right? Or in some organizations. Some 33 years ago, I met a gentleman, famous in Nigeria, and I had heard so much about him, all sorts. So the first time we met, I seized the opportunity. I said, excuse me, I've been looking forward to this opportunity. Now, all those things that I read about you, right? All those things that I read about you in the magazines and so on, you know, we had soft sell, a lot of soft sell magazines and with beautiful colors and screaming headlines, you know, and people buy and buy and buy because people love gossip. So I said, all those things I read about you in the magazines, are they true? He said, my brother, the way you read them is exactly the way I read them. My eyes almost fell out of their sockets from disbelief. I was like, what? How could anyone boldly write things and in magazines and sell if it was not the truth? And you know, most of our world is still like that. Once something is published like that, they believe it, right? So it's reducing the level of trust in the information that you get, and of course, people find it difficult to trust leaders in the first place, right? Now, if you've been in our community for some time, you would know the number one value we promote in leadership is love. The number one value. That is the one that powers every other value, powers every other principle. We say vision is at the heart of leadership here, vision. And vision for us is ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they could be. If you don't have that vision thing, you are out as a leader. Because the essence of leadership is improvement. It's taking me from point A to point B. If you're not taking me anywhere, you're not leading me, right? In fact, you're obstructing my progress. But to be able to lead people from point A to point B, you've got to be able to see point B from point A here. And you've got to be able to see me at point B, right? Ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are. Not just the way they are, but the way they could be. Use your imagination, right? It is love that makes that possible. And love for us is not romantic love. No, it is recognizing and celebrating value in other people. Recognizing and celebrating value in other people. Why do you want to lead anyone if you don't love them? If you don't see value in them? If you don't believe that they deserve to be better than they are now? It defeats the purpose of leadership, right? Good. So, if people are going to be able to trust you, I'm saying that the fastest route to that is for you to care about them genuinely. It's for you to see value in them. It's for you to be willing to even sacrifice, right, to see their lives change. That is what makes people to believe in you. And we're having less and less and less of love in our world right now. So we're having less and less and less of trust in our world right now. So you want people to trust you, care for them genuinely. Care for people, right? As a person of faith, what I read in the Bible is that each human being is created in the image of God. I believe there's a bit of God in every human. So whatever I'll not do to God, I won't do to a human. Whatever I will not give God, I will not give a human. When I have the opportunity of serving, whichever way I would serve God is the way I serve people. That's what powers excellence in my life, right? And the way I do my work and the way I lead. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be love first, right? And that love powers the way you communicate. So not only should you have vision, so the love powers the vision, the love also powers the communication of the vision, right? So when you genuinely love someone, you're not going to lie to them. Am I right? You're not going to deceive them, right? Your care and concern for them is going to show in the way you communicate. Thank you, Kairos. He says, genuine care does the magic, honestly. Thank you, right? So you communicate with clarity. You're not out to deceive people, right? You communicate with clarity if you want people to trust you. And then you act in perfect alignment with the values you have stated, right? If you say we value excellence here, do it. We value integrity here, do it, right? We value excellent customer service here, do it. That's how people get to develop trust in you. You must value ethical decision making and transparency if you want people to trust you. Anyway, finally, build resilience. Build resilience into your team or into your organization. Things are going to shake a bit. Yeah, the disruptions, they've started, and more of them are coming through this year. And people want reliability and continuity in the teams or organizations that they are dealing with. People want reliability and continuity, right? So if you want to last, build buffers, right? Build from buffers, financial buffers, for example. You've got to have some money in savings, right? You've got to have some money just in case. You've got to have backup plans. That's what I mean. This is a year when you've got to have backup plans. Okay? Backup in terms of finances, backup in terms of your operations, right? Backup in terms of human capital, in terms of talent, right? If someone resigns or if something happens and somebody you've got to identify the critical roles in your team or organization, right? And make sure that you have a backup in the event that somebody exits, right? Take scenario planning seriously. I'm going to stop on that. Take scenario planning seriously this year. Default way of planning, we assume things are going to be stable. The ways some people have made plans for their organizations or their teams this year, they made simple, straightforward plans as if things are going to remain the same all through the year, the way they are in January. If you do that, you are grossly mistaken and you are likely to be blindsided and knocked out, right? There are disruptions coming and it's better to be prepared for them. So the kind of planning that you use to take care of that is called scenario planning, where you plan for more than one possible situation or scenario. You need to sit down with your team and check the major disruption factors. We've been talking about AI. We mentioned AI, right? Technology. That's disruptive, right? And it's going to shift, from one, depending on the environment, on the country, on the industry that you are in. You need to sit down and ask yourself, what could possibly happen? What is the worst thing that could possibly happen that could destroy our business this year? Stretch it. Imagine the worst scenario. Yeah, we pray that the worst will not happen. But if it happens, what will happen? What will happen to you? What will happen to your job? What will happen to your team? What will happen to your organization? Right? Good. Technology, government policies, the economy, right? The environment, weather, climate issues, right? Who prays for an earthquake to happen? Right, so some of these things that happen, and then social factors, because the way things are going with some economies in the world, with some decisions government is making in the world, there may be massive protests in some places, some parts of the world. How is that going to affect your business? But what if war happens, right? What if war happens? Who prays for war? 4 years ago, Russia and Ukraine? Most people were not expecting. Boom! It started like that. Okay. Just remember, we leaders and entrepreneurs, we see differently. What people call problems is what we call opportunities. Okay, so if the worst happens, how is your organization going to respond? How is your organization going to respond? What are the opportunities that will come with the problem? Because problems and opportunities are the same thing. That's what makes us leaders. People run away from problems, we run towards them. That's where we make our greatest impact. That's where we get our greatest promotion. That's where we get our greatest reward. It's where you have problems, right? So how are you going to respond? Yeah, right? Good. prepare your organization for those scenarios. This is something to discuss with your team, isn't it? Yeah. So practice crisis simulations, practice scenario planning. Okay. Ask your team, how well would we function if our best case assumptions fail? Yeah, just as you imagine the worst possible scenario, also imagine the best possible scenario, right? And work towards the best possible scenario. But ask yourself, what will happen to us if the best possible scenario doesn't happen and it's the worst possible one that happens? Do scenario planning with your team, okay? Don't be caught by surprise. In fact, it is when organizations are prepared, they already have those backup plans. When things go wrong, they just cash in, right? And that's when you make your best acceleration in terms of growth. All right. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to take questions, but just before I do that, let me remind you, for those of you who have been with us, and just in case it's your first time of coming, we've been discussing something at the last 5 or 6 weeks. You see, because of the level of uncertainty and unpredictability in our world now, like I said, leadership is a real big issue, and I'm just committed to working with leaders that carry heavy responsibilities in our world right now. You know, one of the biggest challenges that leaders have is isolation. Isolation. The higher you rise, the more successful you become, the fewer the people you can discuss with that will even understand what you are talking about. Most of the time, when people come around highly successful people, it is what to get from them that they focus on. They don't realize leadership comes with heavy responsibilities and huge challenges. There's an African proverb. It says, the bigger the head, the bigger the headache. That's leadership for you. So leaders struggle with difficult decisions alone, right? So what I decided to do is, sometimes you just find out the answers you need are not inside your team. They're outside. So it is a leader that is carrying similar weight to yours that is likely to understand what you're saying. So I decided to curate a private group for leaders. These are successful leaders already, founders and CEOs. Bring them together in a group, and we'll work together from February to November this year, 2026, right? So first, the cure for the isolation. Just realizing you're not the only one going through what you're going through. And what happens when you have a group like that is what you're going through right now, someone went through it already, you get insights cheap. There's something we call peer brilliance. You're not depending only on your own brain anymore. You're leveraging the brains of highly successful people already. It's fantastic. The second thing is that isolation is killed, right? At least you have people who can hear you and understand what you're saying, right? Thirdly, the networking value. The networking. The kind of people in this kind of a group are people that have access to presidents and to governors and to people who can make things up. So when you need help, all you need to do is just talk, and there's someone waiting to say, oh, that's not a big deal. Makes just one phone call on your behalf and it's done. I've experienced that a bit. It's phenomenal, right? So for this group of people, they'll meet once a month virtually, 90 minutes, discuss whatever their issues are, get real-time solutions. We have created already an online community space only for those people, online community space, right? On a very beautiful platform. As part of that space, we have what you call the resource library. So my frameworks, articles, whatever will be useful for that group will be there. Then they will have access to one another 24/7. So they can do direct messaging to one another, or you have an issue, you just post it. All the people in the group can help you to quickly solve the problem, right? If you want to find out more, I'll encourage you to please go to this site, mastermind.samadeyemi.com. Mastermind, it's a mastermind group, right? Mastermind.samadeyemi.com. Because the number is very limited, right? It's a highly curated group, highly curated. So you have to apply. So the information is there about it. The application form is there. If you make it through that level, then it will take you to where you book your interview with a member of our team as soon as possible. One of our team members will talk to you. Then you get to ask whatever questions you have. We will also ask you questions. The values are important to us. If you're one of those people that believes in get rich quick schemes, you're out, right? We can't work together. If you're someone who values making money than having a good name, right? We can't work together in this group. Because what we want to do, we're talking about people who are successful already, but who are still hungry. Hungry for what? Your success is limited by the quality of your environment. That's what we said, right? You got to be interested in nation building. You've got to be interested in adding value to other people's lives. We will guide the people in the group on how to move from success to significance, right? How to move from success to significance, how to build a legacy, right, with your success. People who want to give, who want their success to have meaning. Those are the people we want in the team. And you've got to be willing to invest heavily in not just your personal development alone, but improving the quality of your organization or nation. Anyway, mastermind.samadeyemi.com. The information is there. If you've been our coaching client before, we know you already, you know us. We have a fast track application route for you. Send me an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com, info@samadeyemiglc.com, request for the fast track application, and we'll get you in through the route. But you see, the fact that you can even afford does not automatically mean we'll get you in. We have a number of people in already. I mean, we have billionaires in already. An executive director of a financial institution that operates in 34 countries is in. People like that, right? That you'll be in the same room with. Fine. The other thing is on Saturday, the 21st of February, 2026, Saturday, 21st of February, 2026, something special is happening in Lagos, Nigeria. The Shift Conference. The Shift Conference. We had the first edition last year at the Oko Hotel and Conference Center. Explosive, powerful. Being in the same room with thousands of leaders like yourself who want to lead the right way. We've seen the wrong models for so long. It's time to be part of those who want to do it right, right? You will listen to amazing speakers, entrepreneurs, right? People who are successful already in their fields. Shift-conference.com. Shift. Now there's no S, there's no shifts. Shift-conference.com. We'll take you to the website to register. You need to grab your seat fast. Grab again, because we have so many people who want to come in, but we have limited seats. And once the seats are exhausted, they are exhausted. I will strongly recommend that you register for the VIP session. So we have the general session first in the morning, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Right? That's the general session. But then there's a special session called the VIP session. So we have 30 minutes break after general session. Then we have the VIP session. That's a smaller number of people. That's where you can ask the speakers questions. The speakers will form a panel, and you can actually ask them questions directly. No Q&A at the general session, okay? And we share powerful strategies there at the VIP session. It's absolutely, it's the cream, it's the best thing. Now, signing up for the VIP session automatically qualifies you for the general session. Special registration area for you as a VIP. You get front row sitting at the conference. There'll be a meet and greet, right? 1 hour before the event. 1 hour before the event starts, you'll have a meet and greet with me with some snacks, right? And you will meet with other people who signed up for the VIP session. Now, there is the one we call the founders level. So there's also the general session ticket, right? But in between is the founders level. So if you buy the founders level ticket, you will only attend the general session, but you'll sit in front with the VIPs, and you'll also be able to attend that breakfast, right? Meet and greet with the VIP, people in the VIP sector. It's usually a fantastic thing, right? We had it last year and it was just amazing, right? Oh, by the way, the VIP session comes with lunch, right? Good. shift-conference.com, or the flyer right now on your screen and the code that is on it. Grab your seat fast. Oh, maybe finally I should mention, you will also have the opportunity, if you cannot make it to Lagos, Nigeria. Last year, some people came from the US to Nigeria just to attend that conference, right? In the event that you cannot make it to Lagos physically to the conference, you'll be able to attend virtually, right? We're making the opportunity available to people worldwide. I'll encourage you also grab your ticket fast if you're attending virtually, all right? Last year, some amazing organizations were sponsors of the conference. Being a sponsor, a partnership sponsor, helps us to organize the event with excellence. First, because we like to do excellence, right? Secondly, it helps us to bring in young people. There's no leadership without succession. No leadership without succession. We take the training of young people seriously, right? Last year, we brought in 400 students, fully subsidized, right? Or should I say 400 people from 40 schools, 10 people each, a mix of students and teachers. This year, we're expanding it to 500, courtesy of our sponsors. I'm going to make the announcement when it's ready, and the schools are going to apply. It is schools that apply, and then we have a team that does the selection, and then they give us the list of the people coming. Amazing, right? High school students. It is the sponsors that make that possible. So let's change the world together. Send me an email. Send me an email. Just say, please send me information about sponsorship for the Shift conference. info@samademiglc.com. info@samademiglc.com. I'm strongly recommending, for those of us that are people of faith, this book, Grace Activated, right? And Success is Who You Are. You have to, if you're going to experience big shifts this year, it has to start from your identity. That's what this book is about. That's what makes it so powerful. And the people that have read it will say so. So check on our website, samademi.net, samademi.net. We have various platforms, right? samademi.net, or should I say shop.samademi.net. shop.samademi.net. That will take you straight to the page where you see our products. If there's anyone that is not active yet, in the next few days, the product will be active, right? Including Shift. Before the end of the week, you'll be able to get these on Samademi, shop.samademi.net. Please take note of that and prepare. All right. If you have a question for me, can you post it? I'll answer them as fast as I can. in the chat room. Thank you, Michael. He says, that's a phenomenal vision you have there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, please. So while you're posting the questions, remember, register for the Shift conference now, as we're speaking now, right? Now, as we're speaking, right now, shift-conference.com and grab your seat. I want the people in our community to grab the seats. We're going to unleash the adverts in about a week, and we'll have giant billboards, right, all over Lagos. We're going to be everywhere, right? Newspapers, online, everywhere. So please grab your seat if you're in a community before the seats run out. Hello, sir. Where can I buy the Shift's copy in Ibadan or your state? Roving Heights Bookshop. Just Google Roving Heights Bookshop or go on Instagram and check for @Roving Heights. Roving, R-O-V-I-N-G. Heights is H-E-I-G-H-T-S. And ask them where their shop is in Ibadan. They have a shop in Ibadan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Pastor Tim Baker says, how can you apply the training you have learned to your life to get the results from them? So that's a beautiful question, right? Because we leaders always read, we attend seminars, attend an event like this, we learn something new, we get new ideas. So the first thing you've got to do clearly is to set goals, right? You got to look at what you learned and to make decisions. You got to make decisions based on what you just read. Let's say you read a book on team building or you attended a training on team building, then you make your decision, right? I'm going to build a team of 8 people, right? I'm going to build an effective team of 8 people, something like that, right? So be clear, have clarity on your goals, on what you want to accomplish. Then ask who can help you to achieve the goals. That's one big step that people miss. And please put the who question ahead of the how question. When you ask, how do I accomplish this? It creates a linear path for you. And sometimes you can actually even get stuck because you may be limited in knowing how to get it done. But if you switch the question to who, or you put the who question first, it works like magic. It makes your pathway non-linear. So who actually can help you to achieve this goal? If you reach out to people 1, 2, 3, and you ask for help, you'll be amazed what people can do that will cost them almost nothing and that will literally change your life. Who can help me? If it's that you need a particular amount of money, who can give you that amount of money, or who can loan the amount of money to you? If they don't have the money, but do they know someone who can? Let me give you a humorous example. So many years ago, that was a long time ago, right? So my dear wife, Dr. Nika Adeyemi, decided she was going to start a bookshop in Lagos, Nigeria. And then she needed some amount of money. So one day she just asked me, how I need this amount of money, right, for the shop. How are we going to get it? My brain shut down. It was such a large amount of money. It was 3.5 times my monthly salary. I had no idea. I came under pressure immediately. So I just said to her, I don't know. And the way I said I don't know, I think she got the message. I don't know. And I don't even want to put myself under the stress of thinking about it. So she left me. So the next day, She said, I'm dashing out to the bank. I'll be back soon. I said, okay. When she came back in the evening, she came back with the receipt she had paid for the shop. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets. I said, what? Where did you get that kind of money from? Oh my God. And it was because it was the who question that she asked. Who can help me? And then she just remembered that the manager, the branch manager of the bank where she had her account was the husband of her friend. So she said she just walked in there and said, look, I have an account with your branch here. He said, oh, is that? Then she said, I have an issue. I need to make a payment. The money in my account is not enough. Is there any way you can help? He said, oh, sure. You know what he did? He said, bring your check. He, did a notation on the check, told her you can go present the check downstairs. That's how she got the cash and paid. It pained me. What pained me that day was my closed mind. My lack of willingness to even think. I wish that I had said, okay, let's think of different ways that, we could get the money. The idea would still have come from her, but at least when she got the breakthrough, I will have been part of the making of the breakthrough. So that's why I said, be clear about your goals. The next thing you think about is who, and then think about the how you can achieve the goal. And sometimes if you are stuck on the how, don't worry. Sometimes the how will come from the who, right? And then take action. Do whatever it is you've planned that you will do. When I read the book, I mark. Then I write down actions that I've taken whole books before. Like my friend Anne Bruce, she's on this call right now, right? I recognized her earlier. She wrote this book, Speak for a Living, right? She and Sadek Love. It's amazing. If speaking is a career for you, that's what the book is about. She sent me, when we were introduced, when we met some years ago, she sent me a copy, complimentary copy. I took the book, I ran through the book. For someone, I had been speaking for decades, right? But I didn't understand. My speaking did not have the kind of fantastic structure that I saw in the book. So I read through, I was marking, then I went back to the beginning, and then I now wrote my action steps. I went from chapter to chapter. Those action steps are here. I wrote them in 2021. They're on my phone. And I started acting line by line on the things I wrote down, right? Fantastic. I hope that helps. All right. We're almost there. We'll be gone. We'll be done very shortly. What if I have a question, but I don't register as a VIP? Well, maybe you come back to this forum and ask. This is free, right? This is free. Should I say something? I want us to reach as many people as possible, right? Reach as many people as possible with the message that we have. Can I ask for your support in a way? I want to ask for people to sponsor this live broadcast, right? In other words, so when you're a partnership sponsor with us, what do? We feature your business. We feature the logo of your business, right? So, and we have thousands of people that join from so many countries, as you can see, from all over the world. If you are keen to find out how to do it, because that's what we're going to do, right? But as this broadcast is going, we're going to be featuring your logo, your business, so people get to know about you and so on. If you want to find out more about that for your organization, please send me an email. info@samademiglc.com. Say, please send me information on sponsorship for the Leadership Live. Please send me information on sponsorship for the Leadership Live. Okay? Let's do it together, right? Good. No, see, when you run events like we do, you can take questions from a small group, but to take questions from 4,000 people is difficult. And we have a short time, right? We're just being practical, right? We're just being practical about it. So yes, thank you. I appreciate. But we just have to do what is realistic, right? What is practical. Okay, Abidemi says, thank you very much for this session. Thank you. Since I attended DLA last 2 years, I've not been the same. Thank you. Okay, so if you're hearing DLA for the first time, it's the leadership school I founded in 2002, right? This year it will be 24 years since the school has been in existence. I'm really passionate about the leadership thing, and over 55,000 people have graduated from the school. It's called Daystar Leadership Academy. Daystar Leadership Academy. That's why we call it DLA. So thank you, Abidemi, for being a DLA alumni. He says, my question is, how does it get easy being a standout as a leader, especially when you're trying to make a difference, but your environment or people around you are not helping matters? This is a fantastic question. This is a fantastic question. Remember why I said I wrote the book Shifts? But you can't create any sustainable change for any team or group or any nation if you don't have the skills as a leader to shift culture. And you cannot shift culture without shifting people's mindsets, right? So that means naturally that as a leader, shifting culture, changing the norm, the status quo, that's your business. If you have no desire to change the status quo, if you are comfortable with the way things are, remove the title leader right from your name. So, and that means that you are going to have to be different. How do you do that? That's what you're asking. Good. I've come to realize that you will not realize your potential as long as you're not willing to stand out from the crowd. It's amazing that of the 8 billion, about 8 billion people on the planet right now, nobody is exactly the same as you. The Creator has already communicated clearly that you were not created to be average or to be like someone else. But the way our world is designed, it is designed to celebrate conformity. Yet, it is in your difference, your uniqueness. That's where your success is. That's where you stand out. So, if you're going to be a leader, understand that the very people that you want to help sometimes won't even understand you, right? They won't see what you are seeing. But that's the test of leadership. You will have to, one, remain consistent and be saying the same thing for a long time. Anyone who's been listening to me before knows some people on this call have been listening to me for 30 years. I've been saying the same thing, right? So you have to be clear about the change, about your vision, about the change that you want to see, and you have to stay on it and stay on it and stay on. And gradually, with time, right? Leaders sow seeds in people's hearts, and those seeds germinate into human beings, right? But then you need to have your inner caucus, so to speak, people who get you, so that you can always consult and get the assurance that you're on the right path. You also need mentors. You need people who have gone through the path before. When you read about their lives, when you listen to them, it will encourage you to keep going, especially when you pay attention to the time dimension of their stories. you'll find out they did not just show up, right? Even the one you call overnight success, sometimes it takes 20 or 30 years to create the overnight success. I hope those points help. All right. Thank you, everyone. Are my books available in Kenya? Possibly, but I'm not sure. Right? But if it's possible for you to order a book from Amazon in Kenya, then I'll strongly recommend that. Right? Zainab is asking, how often does this live occur? Usually once in 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes when we have something important to do, we do it consecutively, maybe 2-3 weeks at a stretch. But for this year, we're going to be doing, it's likely to be average of once a month, right? Good. So we'll let you know. We're going to give the dates ahead. I think that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to give the dates ahead so that you can plan to attend. Our time is really, really, really stretched. Really stretched. I'm sorry. We'll have to call it a night here because for people in Nigeria, it's almost 11:30 p.m. So we'll be back on Monday, the 26th of January. Monday, the 26th of January. Okay, Monday, the 26th of January will be the next Leadership Live session. And the time will be 1 p.m. EST in the US, 1 p.m. UST. That will be 6 p.m. in the UK, 7 p.m. in Nigeria. Please pay close attention to that. If you're on our mailing list, definitely you get an email from us. And if you follow me on social media, then definitely you will see the information there. Thank you, Katongole from Uganda, Kampala. This has been a global event and we really appreciate it. Remember, once again, I am curating a private group for a small number of leaders from February, right? From February this year to November. This private group will be meeting together, sharing insights, networking, accelerating, helping one another to scale in their work. We're going to have 2 C-suite retreats. You know, some of you are aware that every year we do C-suite retreats. 2024, it was in Marrakech, Morocco. Last year, it was in Dubai. Well, for the people in this mastermind group, we're going to have 2 of those retreats, and it will be for only people in the mastermind, right? Mastermind.samadeyemi.com. In case you joined us late, mastermind.samadeyemi.com. Find out about the mastermind group, fill the application, and let's see if you can make it in. It is highly curated. And don't forget also that on Saturday, the 21st of February, we'll be having the Shift Conference Lagos, and that's the only Shift Conference we're having this year. It's going to be a global event. It's going to be a global event. Shift-conference.com. Register, grab your seat today. Yes, if you joined late, you can check on LinkedIn, or better still, go on my YouTube page, right? After a few hours, go on my YouTube page and you'll be able to relive this whole experience. 2026 is going to be your best year so far. I pray for God to give you wisdom, guidance, and it's my fervent desire that you will experience progress in every area of life. I pray for you to have peace of mind, perfect health, safety for all your journeys. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. Have a good evening or a good night, or if it's morning already at your end. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.
Hey, founder, CEO, if your organization does an annual turnover of $1 million or more, or ₦1 billion or more, you know the truth already. You have outgrown the hustle. You've proven that your idea works. You've built something that is real. But now the game has changed. Growth for you right now is about evolution. The evolution of you, the visionary you, the strategist you, the you that your organization or your nation needs. That is why I created the Sam Adeyemi Mastermind, a 10-month experience for visionary founders and CEOs like yourself that are committed to growing with clarity, with confidence, and with purpose. Inside this mastermind, you will connect with a small group of visionary founders and CEOs like yourself that are committed to leading with growth, with truth, and for legacy. The next evolution of your business and of your leadership starts now. Apply and let's build it together.